In 2012, this guy made a deck of cards that looks like money.
Feel good.
And then he made another one. And then two more. And then one that was the same but with a different box. And then another one that had another box and then a different card. And then another campaign. And then two more. And these decks ended up becoming some of the most successful decks ever backed on Kickstarter. And now, he's back. But this time, he actually knows what he's doing.
What are we doing here? We are here shooting the video for my next playing card project called Legal Tender. This project is for two decks of cards, the US currency deck and the Chinese currency deck, but it's a beginning of a series inspired by the currencies of the world. And hopefully, after this project is over, later on down the road, I can create more. All my life, I have been captivated by art within the form of currency. And over 3 years ago, I did a series called Federal 52 that was a deck of cards that was inspired by older US money from the late 1890s. The way that US currency looked, 140 years ago. This new deck, Legal Tender, it's inspired by what you have in your pocket right now, what people carry in their pocket right now, modern currency, whether it's the US or the Chinese. In the 1890s, all they had for technology was just a plate and a design. And they just printed a plate and it was a beautiful design and that's it. But now with modern money, you still have that ability to print beautiful artwork, but you can then layer in all these different elements that go beyond just the design. I'm getting to experiment with new playing card printing technologies and being able to try to replicate some of those kind of more hidden elements, like add holographic foil onto the card to replicate the new $100 bill has that really cool three-dimensional holographic strip that goes down the middle of it. But it's going to be a playable deck of cards that feels exactly like every other deck of cards. It shuffles and you can't tell a difference, but it has all of these different elements that are making a complex design. Because there are so many currencies around the world that are incredibly beautiful. And that's one of the reasons why I'm doing Chinese currency for the very first deck besides the US deck, is because that's one of the currencies that I think is just incredibly beautiful and different. It uses so much more color. There's purples and greens and reds and all these very iridescent colors that take their inspiration from that culture and from that culture's art history. When I created the original Federal 52, I didn't know anything about playing cards, playing card design. I didn't know all the rules, the standards that go along with playing card designs. And over the past 3 years, I've been, learning those rules, developing the relationships with the people that are in that world, figuring out what they like and what they don't like, what works and what doesn't work. And this is pretty much me taking that original idea of playing cards that look like money and blowing up that idea past what it was originally. My goal is to create the best deck of cards that I can create, taking all of those years of experience and lessons and conversations that I've had with different people and putting them into this deck of cards with the original idea and concept that gave me my start and making the best deck of cards that I can make.
So you need people to back you.
I need people to back me. If I meet the goal, then I get to make my project and use that money to produce this deck of playing cards. If I don't raise that amount of money, I don't make the deck of playing cards. This is the part of the video that is very important. This is the part of the video where I ask you to give me money. I know that sounds lame, but without you supporting me and without you backing this project, I cannot make this idea or concept a reality. So please, back this project. Son of a... I think I broke the chair.